Now, am I a professional licensed plumber? Of course not. You don't have to be either. Okay. It does. Usually those screws, you can get off with a standard screwdriver, or if you can't get it all the way tight with the standard screwdriver, you just tighten it up with a little pair of a little crescent wrench. Okay. A funny thing about garbage disposals, when you're, I'm just going to put these screws back in just to hold it, just so I don't lose them. A funny thing I was going to tell you about a garbage disposal, if for some reason you do not, or you do have a dishwasher for some reason, most people do, but when you install one of these, this top bit here, okay, I'm going to take that out now, that goes up to the air gap. Well, more times than not, and I don't know if they still do it, I think they do, they'll put a knockout inside, because this has a little piece that sticks out. Okay? Sometimes, not all the time. Okay, now I'm just wiggling that to get this off of there. Oh, there. Okay? That goes up to the air gap, and I could leave that, like I say, because it's attached to the sink, right? But when you get garbage disposals, okay, here, that piece is up. Can you see that? It sticks out right there, that nib. I think you can. Right there. That's where that pipe goes, see? Right in there. Okay? When you get new garbage disposals, there's a knockout in there. And if you don't read the directions properly, you think, I don't need to read the directions, I don't know how to install one of those. And you get the whole thing done, you hook this up, you hook your dishwasher up, and the first time your dishwasher goes through a draining cycle, it's not working, and you may have water spitting out of your air gap up on top of here because it can't drain through there because there's a knockout in there. So when you get ready to install it, you pop that out with a screwdriver, reach down inside of there before you install it and pull that little piece out of there. And two different times I've installed garbage disposals years ago, we had that issue where everything's done, okay, yeah, we're done, but we didn't run the new dishwasher through a cycle like we should have, and the owner calls us the next day, hey, the dishwasher's not working, it's flooding, we got water underneath the cabinet and all that kind of stuff. We go out there and we find out that we didn't knock this out. You gotta knock that out before you hook everything up to get that to drain properly. Why do they have that knockout there? Well, some kitchens don't have a dishwasher. So if you want the garbage disposal to work, yeah, of course you're not gonna hook that up there because there's not gonna be any air gap, because there's not gonna be any dishwasher, so you won't even have that. So that's why they put the knockout in there. So again, it goes to reading your instructions before you install something, and that includes garbage disposals. Okay, now it didn't take very long to get this all disconnected so far. I still have to disconnect right here with the little crescent wrench to get this up. Righty tighty, lefty loosey, remember? That's why I'm going to take those two pieces off, and I can just let these dangle because they'll be hooked up to the sink faucet, and the sink faucet and the air gap are installed right on top of this old sink. Okay, so I've got to do that, but before I do that, I think I want to get this out of the way. Okay, remember I've got 3 tabs up here like this, one here, one there, and on the back side. I'm just going to whack that with a screwdriver or hammer, my crummy screwdriver, and hit on that, and and it's just like a screw. It's got threads on there and there's threads on this. So I righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So I know I have to hit that way, right? Because I'm going to the left. Okay, and then that should come out. So I'll get situated, and we'll do that next. You're just gonna have to imagine you can see that thread area up there. And I'm gonna take I just got a beat up old screwdriver, and I use this for demoing and stuff. I don't use this for a screwdriver anymore. Somehow the tip of it broke years ago. I was gonna throw it away, and I thought, hey, I'll just use it to bang on stuff like this. I wanna look at that and make sure it's starting to twist. Come on. Let me see, it's getting caught inside that hole. Maybe I can just do it right here and hit that. I'm gonna have to hit it a little bit stiff. There it goes. There. Oh, oh. Boy, that thing is heavy. Let me tell you. Okay? Actually, I thought I had screws on it, threads. It's just got this little nib, like that, see? And then when you're under here, when you're installing it, you've got this groove, this edge here that's got a flange. It's got a flange on it, see? And you have to push it up tight, and then as you're hitting, it goes on the flange. See it? Here's the flange right here in front of us. See how it goes up? There's 3 of them, so you got to line that up. You got to line that up just right. Hold your mouth just right. Hold it up there tight and get it started. And then as soon as you start it, you can kind of whack it with your hammer over here, over here, over here. However you can do it to get it tight. See? Look at that. And these screws, you don't have to do anything. That's for when you install this strainer thing to get it tight. There's a backing plate, and once you put it on there, you put your plumber's putty up on top, you know, above in the sink, and then you just put these screws in, and as you're tightening the screws, it sucks that down. It's pretty cool how that works. And that's how this one over here worked too. See, this one they didn't have, well, they had these side screws, so they used a pair of pliers or you know, crescent wrench and tightened up, and it did the same thing. So that's how you install sink strainers and garbage disposals to the sink base. Nice. Okay, am I ready to pull this out? No, not yet. I've got to undo those 2 nuts, that one and that one. Okay, be careful with those. Hold on to it hard, and righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, and they should unscrew nice and fine. Now the other thing you could do is unscrew it up here. Okay, it's a little bit more tricky to do that because the copper pipe up here, you have to hang on to the top of that with a pair of pliers as you're tightening this bottom. If you don't, you twist that copper and you start twisting it, and you can only get this so tight. You see what I'm saying? And it would leak, and then you're going to do damage because these copper tubes are not designed to be twisted when you install that. So I'm just going to loosen them here. This pipe here is, I'm just not even going to mess with that underneath the cabinet. I could do that later when the sink's out, right? The main thing is just to get those 2, and then I look around and I'm ready to remove this sink from the top of here. Okay, one step at a time. I know you can do it. That's all you need. Spanner wrench or a crescent wrench. It's just a little baby one. I carry this in my nail bag. I use this all the time. And then I have a way bigger one of these too when I need it. But for something like this, I don't need anything bigger. And if you don't have one of these, what could you use? You could use a pair of pliers if you wanted. Okay, because we're only loosening up the one nut and it's attached right to the supply line valves. And so I don't have to really hold the supply line valve at all. I just get up there with this and unscrew it and I should be fine.